Coming up on today's show, we have some fabulous picnic recipes. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Ferrer.
And I'm Laverne Didi.
And coming up on today's show, we got a couple recipes, barbecue hamburgers, and we got an awesome salad. So get your pen and paper ready, come back, set your DVR so you can get your list of ingredients so you can cook with us. In this barbecue hamburger, you're gonna need a pound of hamburger, a teaspoon of salt, a little cooking oil, large onion diced, a 1/4 cup celery, a fourth cup green pepper. That must be the secret ingredient in this one.
Yep.
Some Worcestershire sauce.
I'm glad it's you saying it this time and not me.
It's also known as the W sauce in our house. A 1/3 cup of vinegar, a 1/3 cup water, a teaspoon of prepared mustard, and a can of condensed tomato soup. So Marge Dangle of Dickinson submitted this recipe. So let's see how we do this.
Sounds great. Let's come on over here and stuff. I already heated up my pan a little bit. I'm just gonna put just a little bit of olive oil in there. Don't need too much, you know, because we're just wanting to brown our hamburger first.
Okay.
So we'll put that on there, and you hear the pan is pretty hot, so it's sizzling. So, and then we're going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of salt on there. I think you had said a teaspoon salt, but the recipe actually says a 1/2 teaspoon.
Okay.
But you know, I don't think that even a teaspoon is too much on this.
Okay.
So we just want to break that up and get that cooking here. And this doesn't take very long. You know, we're going to just brown the hamburger and then we put all the other ingredients and it's just going to simmer for a little bit.
Okay.
And then while that's simmering and we're going to make this great pasta cabbage salad.
All right.
Which we're going to, of course, you'll tell the viewers the ingredients. So.
Well, we're just getting into the summer season where you might be going out for cookouts, or you might be having 4th of July or picnics at your home, and there's nothing easier than making barbecues or sloppy joes and putting them in a crock pot
and taking them with, yeah. It's great barbecuing hamburgers and stuff, but then somebody always has to man that grill or whatever, and this way...
got some prep work, but it's easy when you're serving.
It is. And it's going to stay warm. You don't have to worry about, okay, everybody's here, we're going to start barbecuing our hamburgers. So.
Right. Everybody feed at once.
Yeah. And I used 93% lean hamburger here.
Okay.
I think you want to use a fairly lean hamburger.
Okay.
Your 80% or something like that. If you did use that, you're definitely going to have to drain it.
Okay.
That would be too much fat in there. So I'm going to just turn that burner up there now that it's cooled down a little bit.
When I brown hamburger for dishes like this, I've never really used olive oil in this. Is that just giving the hamburger just a little bit different taste?
You know, because we are using a pretty lean hamburger, that's just something just to kind of brown it a little bit more, and it will give it a little extra flavor.
Okay.
And you actually could not use oil in that. It's just what the recipe asks for, so
okay,
that's just what I do. Okay, so that's just about ready to put our other ingredients in. And so got that chopped, pretty fine, and nice handy hamburger chopper there.
Awesome kitchen tools.
Yeah. It's amazing how we grew up and we cooked, but we never had any of these things, but we never know that we're missing anything. So, okay, that's looking good there. So all the rest of the next ingredients you just add. You don't have to wait for anything and
Okay.
stuff. So we're going to start with, this is a large cup chopped onion.
Okay.
Okay, and it says 1/4 cup chopped celery and green pepper. And when you saw this, you probably, oh, that looks more than a 1/4 cup celery. But I had my 1/4 cup green pepper in here and the celery. So I've got both of those ingredients in here together.
Okay.
So
They was both green, so you weren't really remembering what you put in
that's right. My celery was covering up the green pepper, and it was like, oh. But that was one way to save an extra dish.
there. See?
So,
Always thinking.
Yep, all right. So, and I've got a tablespoon of the Worcestershire sauce. Is that right? I didn't even have a nip of the sauce. So
I don't know.
We're going to put that in there. And it says a teaspoon of prepared mustard.
Okay.
And really, I don't think you really need to measure. Just squeeze a, oh, maybe do I? Maybe this is, no, it's going to come. There we go. I haven't used the mustard for a while. Okay, and a 1/3 cup water.
Okay.
And we'll get that in there. And then it says a 1/3 cup vinegar. Okay, there we go. And our can of tomato soup.
Okay.
So if you re-scan that recipe,
Make sure you got it all in here.
make sure I do. Okay. And I'll just get a spatula here. And then we're just going to get that all mixed up, and then we're going to let that, I don't even hardly need a spatula to take all the tomato soup out of this. We'll just mix it up, and then we're going to cover it, and we're going to let it simmer.
Okay.
And, you know, I think even about 20 minutes would be about the right amount of time. You know, the thing is, when you think of barbecues, you probably think more, you don't think of adding of course you had onion, but maybe the green pepper and celery. But I think that's going to be a nice little addition to this recipe.
Well, it sure would. It might be more of an adult version of a barbecue versus a kid version. Because my daughter doesn't like anything green.
Okay, so you can't have green in there, huh?
Yeah, we'd have to pick that out.
Okay. So that's mixed up good here. So we're going to just set that aside, and we'll just put the lid on it.
Okay.
And we'll stir that occasionally then here. So now we're going to start with our pasta cabbage salad.
All
this
right.
sounds so good.
It does. Let me just get you the ingredients. So get your pen and paper ready. We have 4 cups of chopped cabbage, a box of 7-ounce ring noodles cooked, a small onion chopped, a red pepper chopped. Let's give you some nice color there. A cucumber peeled and chopped, and 3 to 4 stalks of celery chopped. The dressing, you're going to need Miracle Whip, a 1.5 cups, a teaspoon of vinegar, an 1/8 cup sugar, and then a teaspoon each of salt and pepper.
That's
Pretty easy.
simple. It is. It is. Now, I did already cook my ring noodles here, and it's a 7 ounces, and you buy the box 7 ounces, just perfect. So,
Perfect.
one thing about a trick of making a good pasta salad is have your pasta cold.
Okay.
So it's always a good idea to maybe even cook it the night before, have it in the fridge. The colder your ingredients are, the better it is. So
Okay.
you want to start with a nice, like I said, the pasta, and don't overcook it. You want to have a little bit of firmness to it. So
Okay.
we're just going to blend that up a little bit here. And it says 4 cups of cabbage, chopped
Okay.
cabbage here. So either chopped, and I did just grate this, you know, with the little coarser side of my grater
Okay.
with that.
This is actually going to make a pretty large salad.
It does, it does. And it says like a small onion. And when I'm making a salad like this, I like the green onions.
Okay.
So I took several, I think I had like 5 of the green onions. And then I use a little bit of the green tops to it also.
Okay.
You know, don't waste that. That is, you know, the chives. It's a good flavoring and stuff. And it says like 3 to 4 stalks of celery. And the 1 red pepper chopped.
Okay.
That's going to really add some nice color to it.
It does.
So make sure you're starting out with a sizable bowl to get that mixed in. And then a cucumber,
Okay.
chopped. And, you know, this is a time of the year before you get your own garden cucumbers. I always like the English ones. They have, I think, some of the better flavor.
Okay.
Versus the other cucumbers. That's
Okay.
just my preference. So we're going to just blend that up a little bit here, stir it up.
Okay, now
So-
just out of curiosity, so when we were talking about cook your noodles, make sure they're cold before you do this, and then you've chilled them. So does that, when you added the dressing to it, the dressing's not going to soak up so much then into the noodles? Because sometimes I would think if you have I mean, not that you necessarily put the dressing in with warm noodles, but would it just soak it up more?
Well, actually, what will happen there too, if it isn't cold or whatever, you get your dressing will get more watery, more liquefied and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So you want to make sure that's all. You know, have all your ingredients cold, and of course, Miracle Whip. Chances are you have that in the refrigerator.
Right.
So, and if you don't, you know, have your Miracle Whip in the refrigerator and stuff. So, it just, like I said, makes it better. And the thing is, if you overcook your pasta, that just kind of soaks it in. And with too overcooked pasta, it's starchier than if it's not,
Okay.
too cooked. So that's with anything you ever make, spaghetti or whatever. So, okay, now it asks for 1/8 cup of sugar.
Okay.
And I already have that in here. We're going to add all this in here and mix it. And like sugar, it says add more or less to taste.
Okay.
And when you make it, if you think you want a little bit more, go right ahead.
Okay.
And so now we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. And like I said, we'll just mix it all well in with the dressing. So when you put it in there, it's all going to be really well blended.
Okay.
And that's the pepper there. Now, okay, I'm just going to come over here and stir up our barbecue.
Oh, that's cooking up good.
Yeah. And it's just so that you get all the flavors mixed and the green pepper and onion and all that a little softer. So, and I'm going to just get rid of a little bit of that liquid on top of the lid there, the steam. I'm going to turn that down. And then it says a teaspoon of vinegar.
Okay.
And whatever vinegar you have, but I'm going to use the red wine vinegar.
Okay.
I think it has a little bit better flavor to it. Okay, there we go. So it's not a complicated dressing at all.
Not at all.
And you have quite a bit there. You think, is that going to be enough dressing? But once you mix all of that in there, I think you're going to find it's going to be more than adequate. And you want to chill this salad several hours if you have a chance there. So making it possibly the night before would be a good idea, or
Okay.
just there's okay. So we blend that in there, and we're going to just add that.
Almost looks like a poppy seed, but I know it's pepper.
It's pepper in there, right? So we'll get that all out of there. Okay. And I actually like using a spatula, mixing that up. It helps scrape the side of the bowl and everything.
We don't have a big spoon that it's going to come out on you.
That's true.
Not that I've had that happen.
You're not talking from experience, huh?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay. And already just mixing that, I mean, it's mixing well. Like I said, you're going to have plenty of dressing, but it's making a very sizable salad, you know. So for that picnic, you have enough for a nice group.
Sounds good. That is pretty.
It is. And, you know, a lot of, you know, you can add anything else in there for color. You could use green pepper. You could use, you know, your yellow pepper and the red. Just, it's not anything that you have to use anything real specific. You just use what you have and what may be your favorite.
Sure.
Okay. We've got that pretty well mixed up there.
And this was a submitted recipe from one of our Dickinson residents, and it was a Mrs. Fitzik.
Yes, was it Marge,
I believe.
I believe it was, yes.
Yes.
Marge Fitzik. Okay. All right, now we're going to set that aside, and we'll just get a nice spoon here. So this is really a nice accompaniment to the, you know, barbecue.
Well, absolutely.
You know, to have in there, so. So we'll just sit there. And although it's, you know, we're featuring it like this here tonight, but when you're making it at home, like we said, you want to chill it for a couple hours. But that's why when you have all the ingredients chilled before you ever put it in, you know, you're a step ahead.
That's right.
Okay, let's check our barbecue again here. And now most of that liquid is already cooking up here, so it's not going to take too much longer. You know, and when I first looked at that, and I thought, just a pound of hamburger? It seems like we should have a little bit more. But you know, the other ingredients cook up, and basically all you see is hamburger.
Yeah.
Okay, and that really smells very good. So we have that, and we're going to just set this aside here.
Okay.
And we're just going to bring a plate over, and we'll open the buns there, and we'll put a little bit of barbecue on there.
Well, you make this and you tell your family or guests what you're making, and you will make sure that you have people show up.
That's right. I wished I could have the viewers all just come in and have a bite and see what their opinion is like, but you know.
Well, we've had several volunteers, so if we ever get to that point.
We have. Yes, we have. So we're going to put that on there. And you know, the thing is, you could easily make that as an open face sandwich too if you wanted to. So we're going to just leave that off there for a little bit. And just add some salad there.
Oh, that's pretty.
Doesn't that look great?
All right.
Okay.
Well, how perfect is that?
It is. So we're going to turn this down because that is cooked. So what was it, about maybe 15 minutes, and it cooked up very nicely. No more liquid. It makes a nice sandwich there.
Absolutely. And thank you again, Marge Dangle and Marge Fitzik, for submitting recipes for us to cook for you. Thank you, Mom, for cooking them.
You're welcome.
Always great. To get these recipes, just go to our website, www.ctctel.com. Please submit your recipes for us to cook for you. Thank you always to the Workshop as being our sponsor, and remember to pick up your recipes at the Workshop. They do print them up there, and you can pick them up anytime. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great evening.